just one flight.
Okay, folks, we'll go ahead and get started here. November meeting of KY-QRP, and just to do something different, I'll introduce everybody this time, and we'll see if I get everybody right. This is Brian, KK4 Fresh Washed Vegetables, FWV. At Wilson, N4ZQT, and Porter, KG4GTK. Loretta and Roger, KJ4YSY, and we have the Dawsons, Glenn, AK4HA, and Linda, AK4GZ, and then we have our newest member, Steve, KK4UTO, got his license today. I mean, his calling, his license in the mail today from Frankfurt. Congratulations. And Tim, KG4NA, and Tim, could I trouble you to go down and get the projector?
I don't have the key.
Okay, who would have the key for it?
Bill.
Okay.
Or Bill.
Fuquay?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're good to go.
If you need that, I would have brought one with me. If I needed that, I could have brought one with me.
Okay, well, yeah, I think just about all the programs now use a projector or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get you a key and then you can go down and get it, right?
So we get the key.
Okay, because Brad's not going to be here tonight. Okay. First thing that we've got is let's set this is an odd numbered month, therefore we're at the Frisch's on Harrodsburg Road for lunch. The last Thursday of November is 28th, is Thanksgiving, so 1 week before that would be the 21st. Or if you don't want it that close to Thanksgiving, we could do it on the 14th. Does anybody have any conflict? I know of those that want to come. Does anybody have any conflicts that impact that choice?
I can't do it the 21st.
You cannot do it the 21st. Okay. All right. How about the 14th for everybody? That's a week from this Thursday, but we don't care. I have to eat every day, so. Okay, going once, going twice. We'll make it November the 14th at 11:30, and that's at the Frisch's on Harrisburg Road. Okay. Now I know you've got show and tell for us when we start talking about equipment, Roger. October was not a particularly great month in terms of weather, but did anybody have field work? Did you say something about that you went out to the horse park?
Yeah, they went to the.
We went to the horse park for the Ride for Hope.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, with Bill DeVore.
Participated.
Okay.
That's right.
In that
Okay.
event.
Okay, but you didn't set up in the.
We didn't set up
Okay.
or anything like that.
Okay.
Didn't report.
Okay. Any field work to report of any kind during October? Now, are you, Roger, are you thinking about trying to do something?
I
This
would
week?
love to get out to the park Wednesday morning. If
Okay.
I could, for at least 2 or 3 hours.
Okay,
It's supposed to be nice weather,
yeah,
near 70 degrees.
okay, so that's November the 6th, and that would be the Horse Park Primitive Campground.
We'll probably go to Shahilatoe.
Children.
Oh, okay, when you said park, I just assumed Kentucky Horse Park, okay. So this is just gonna be Shiloh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a good place.
And probably shelter number 6, right?
Shelter number 6.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one.
Okay.
That's the one we always go to.
Okay. Well, then we can move on to equipment. And Roger, tell us what you want to tell us about that or whatever
Okay.
you were gonna.
Well, I went down to Tech Ham Fest. I enjoy putting some of the smaller kits together. And while I was down there, I picked up a it's a receiver kit that they make, and there you go. Pass it around, let everybody take a look at it. It's, well, I had to write the model down, but it's a model 1056, and this particular kit can be built for anything from 160 all the way down to 10 meters. And right now I've got this kit set up only as a receiver, and the parts on the back are just there temporarily. I will change it over and fix it so that it will have a transmit and receive switch on it. And I will use it for some of my smaller transmitter kits that I have built. Most of them has been like 1 watt or less. And this right here will be perfect for my little 80 meter CW kits that I have built.
Okay, so you've got it set up on 80 meters right
I've got
now?
it set up for, this one is set up for 80 meters.
Okay.
And
Is it really easy to change the band on it?
no,
No? Okay.
you need to make up your mind which one you want it for. They send you all the parts that you can build it for anything that you want,
Okay.
but you need to decide on which band you want it to operate on.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I'm still not much of a CW operator, but I'm still working on it. But I do enjoy the little radios. The kit was supposed to take 2 to 3 hours to put together. It took me and Loretta 2 or 3 evenings to put it together.
Well, that's just because you're slow and methodical. You're like
Well,
me.
I went to the doctor. I've got what they call tremors.
Oh, uh-huh.
Okay, so she had to kind of hold my hands down while I did the soldering. And actually, I'm kind of proud of it.
Did a good job.
I think between the two of us,
really did.
we did a pretty good job of the soldering and putting the parts on it. And I'm now on medication, and the tremors is still there, but I mean they are greatly reduced. So I'm happy that I'll probably still need Loretta's assistance a little bit, but I can do part of it on my own also.
That's your first
But
major project, isn't it?
that little kit right there costs $39, and I have built other kits, but that's the best $39 receiver kit that I've ever put together. It does a remarkable job. And we enjoyed putting it together. And we didn't spend, I took a magnifying glass and inspected each joint as I soldered them. And I am happy to say that the first time I hooked it up, it worked.
Well, that says that all your soldering work and stuff was good, so can't kick about that.
He had a good assistant.
Yeah.
That does help. I'm gonna brag on you a little bit when it gets to be my turn.
Now, take your turn right now. Take your turn right now.
I was just gonna say, we put together a vertical 1876, is that what it was?
Yeah.
MFJ 1876. Tri-band vertical, and it turned out really good. Very pleased with it.
Okay.
Be the first time I had anything that good in vertical category.
Have you
You didn't brag on us.
Well, I'll fix it to in just a minute. You know, he was about to ask me a question, then I was gonna brag.
yeah. Well, did you have you done? I guess you were telling me at supper that you haven't really done enough operating yet to know how well it
Just
performs.
receiving mostly. No, I've been very busy.
Okay, now go ahead and brag on.
Okay,
Roger.
the girls did an awful lot of this work too.
Oh yeah, burying your radials and stuff.
And yeah, helping with the bearing of the radio. And Miss Loretta got out there with the grubbing hoe. We laid out the string and everything, and she just cut her up real good. Linda pulled the side apart. Me and me and the old buddy here, we just walked behind and mashed it down.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are doing that down, I'm gonna call next time I need some help.
We don't
And,
know.
right, and you call the women, not the guys.
That's exactly right. There's a
If you
reason.
want something done, get it done right first time.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, anything else, either equipment or antennas? Kits, built, ordered, stuff ordered, anything like that?
I got a Pixie 20 meter coming.
Oh, okay, cool.
China, about $13
Mm-hmm.
transceiver.
Oh,
I don't know whether it'll be any good or not. I'm gonna give it a shot. We'll
Yeah.
put it on battery.
I think those are basically okay, yeah. I think you're probably gonna be okay with that. I mean, anything like that's a compromise compared to, a full-blown radio, but I mean,
Probably use an inverted dipole
yeah,
and
Yeah.
store it in the backpack with, I'll probably use some lithium polymer batteries.
mm-hmm,
I've got little ones that are, they're 18650s. They're 5 amp hour, 3-volt batteries, about twice the size of a AA.
mm-hmm,
And you put 4 of them together, you got 12 volts.
yeah.
So I figure I can get one of those and run it for a long time since it's only putting out 350 milliwatts.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you hear us talk about, field work, that what we mean is setting up out in the field and stuff like that. And, you're catching us a little late in the season, but by spring, you ought to have that thing built and be ready to go, and
Yeah,
you
well,
can
it
join
doesn't
us.
look like it'll be more than a couple hours to build it. I've built a lot of things over the years,
Uh-huh.
mostly computer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Built my first computer in 1976.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, that's pretty cool.
You weren't ripped it out. Sure did.
Speak up so we can hear you.
I just was bragging on Linda again.
These women are gonna get big heads at the rate you're going.
All the work I got out of this weekend, I want.
well, whenever you find that recipe, would you send an email to me, please?
Alrighty, well, let's see. How about operating? Has anybody been doing any interesting QRP operating? I was telling Glenn at supper, I did CW sweepstakes yesterday, but I did it at 100 watts. And I do the NAQCC Sprint every month. And sometimes that's the only QRP operating that I actually do from home, but it depends. I probably do some rag tune QSOs and stuff later in the year as we get into, better, earlier sunsets and stuff like that. Most of the rest of my DXing is done at 100 watts, so I'm not one
So
of
you
these
did
people.
participate in the CW contest?
Yeah, over the weekend.
How many contacts did you make?
214 in 9 hours. My approach to sweepstakes is a little weird. The way I've done it the last couple years is I do 100% CQing. And basically what it is as hard as I have tried in 30 years, I just can't master the sweepstakes exchange. It's a long exchange with a bunch of numbers, varying lengths and stuff like that. And so I can't, if I tune the band and there's all these, these big guns running, 40 words per minute, I can't get it. Even listening to them a few times, I can't get it. So I finally just decided that this is what I did beginning last year, is I'd just sit in one place and call CQ at 15 or 16 words per minute. People will come back to me, and if they come back to me too fast, and I ask them for a fill, and most of the time I can probably copy 20, 22 words per minute, as long as their sending is reasonably good. But a lot of the big guns will come back to me, and they've still got their keyers and stuff set for 30, 35 words per minute. And So I asked, I asked them to repeat. And, but, you know, other CW contests where the exchange isn't as long, I don't have as much of a problem, but sweepstakes is an absolute killer. And I'd be willing to bet, and I sent my login, I'd be willing to bet that probably 10% of my QSOs get struck because I copied the information wrong. But, you know, it's still fun. And, so, and I only operated for 9 hours. Most of the big guns operate a whole lot longer than that. So,
Well, the reason I asked, I heard some of them on the radio.
yeah.
And they was talking about it, and you're really not that far off. I heard a lot of them saying they was getting anywhere from 200 to 400 contacts.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know. But I never did hear anybody that got, you know, a great number anymore.
Well, there's in Kentucky Contest Group, which is not as active and as organized as it used to be years and years ago, but they do have a Facebook page, of course. Everybody's got a Facebook page. And there is a guy down in Louisville that's an excellent CW op. He had a sweep Saturday night, finished Saturday night. Contest didn't start until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And he had a sweep before he took his sleeping break. So that means all 83 ARRL sections worked at least once. And you know, in the exchange, you have the you know, you start with a serial number. And there's a whole lot of people, even by, you know, Sunday afternoon when I was getting started, that are well over 1,000. But a lot of those will be multi-ops and stuff like that. And they've been on the air continuously. Bill, could you give Tim the key to downstairs so that somebody could get or Bill DeVore can do this too. Send one of the Tims down to get the projector for me. Appreciate it.
Yep, sure. Can do.
All right, you got a whole bunch of folks coming in here for the bars meeting. They can sit and enjoy there's a QRP right there, John Marks, KM4CH.
Too late.
Drove in from Lawrenceburg. We got a Frankfurter here. So appreciate everybody. Okay, anything else? We're getting close to 7:20 here. Anything else on any topic related to QRP? Steve, any questions about anything, how we operate here? We're a special interest group within bars, and we just meet for a half hour before bars. So.
I'm also building an iambic here,
Oh, okay, cool.
using TC2 microcontrollers. It's a Arduino look-alike basically, but it's tiny. So this thing's going to be, the whole box only about that big, about that big, about that big. It uses two small pancake batteries in it. It's just going to use the capacitance of my hand to make the difference.
I've heard of those things.
Yeah.
I'm anxious to see that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, basically, you're just using, I've got a couple of 470K SMD resistors across 3 pins. The 2 outside pins will be the inputs, the inside pin will be the charger. That's basically all it is. And then all you're doing is you're just pulling the electrical with your body. Real simple.
Can you put memories in it? Can you program it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a microcontroller, so you program it whatever you want. I'm gonna make it very basic to begin with, but there's no reason why you couldn't expand it to put an LCD screen on it and a couple of buttons to make it whatever speed you wanted, or whatever you want, you know, depending on how good your programming is. I'm not a programmer, so basically I'm gonna use a program that I've already found on the net. But I do have a son-in-law who is a programmer, and he may be able to help me out.
Well, don't hesitate to bring stuff in, even if it's not finished, to show us.
It's a mess right now. It really is.
Well, we're just heading into kit building season right now, really, so.
And I hear somebody else bought a Rebel. Somebody in the club got a Rebel. Is
Bobby Rolfe probably. Yeah, didn't Bobby buy one?
Bobby,
Uh-huh.
Well, when he mentioned Arduino, I know, have you got a Rebel? Are you fooling with them?
I just started. I just got my license today, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I just
Congratulations.
started. But
Tentec
I've been into electronics since I was 8.
Tentec has just made a radio that's open source, Arduino based.
I was reading about that, last
Made
night.
me wonder about
actually.
your little kit, how it would interface with it.
Well, basically, the interface is whatever you want, but it looks to me like the way they've set it up, at least the article that I found that I'm building this thing on, is just an audio interface. So it's just putting the tone out, and then you just feed it to whatever you want to feed it to. You know, you should be able to change that so that it turns on 2 different switches. In case you want you have a radio that requires the 2 different switches directly input to the radio. It's whatever you want to do, since it is a microcontroller. And it's called a Teensy 2. Teensy is T-E-E-N-I-E. And the guy builds 3 different sizes, and they're just amazing. And they are Arduino compatible, but they're tiny little things. So they'll go into almost anything.
Pretty cool. Anybody else have anything along those lines? Kits, any equipment, antennas, sudden decisions to try field work, anything, anything else along those lines? Okay, well, if not, we'll go ahead and get on out of here and let bars get set up. So once again, Thursday, November 14th, Frisch's, 11:30 for our luncheon for November. And check with on Wednesday, November 6th, 2 days from today. If you think you might be interested in going like to Shiloh, get with Roger and or Glenn. And other than that, we'll see you in December.